Hello, human designers and humans who are curious about the human experience as expressed through words. I am your human design translator, Isa Silver. This week's show of Earth, Sun, Human will look at the polarity of realism, the limitations of being in a human body, versus stimulation, the expression of beliefs about our emotional and abstract experience of being human, which can, in some ways, go beyond the limitations of the form. Look at me. I'm here in Mexico City, stuck in my little body, but my feelings about understanding humanity are coming to you through your ears. So the sun is currently in the gate of realism. And by the way, if you didn't know, also the moon and Mercury and Venus and Mars were there yesterday. So if you have been feeling limited by your humanity, you can blame them. But you can also embrace the expression of your beliefs about why being human is even valuable. What is the point? So each of these gates, corresponding to the hexagrams of the I Ching, have 6 frequencies. About every 20 hours, that frequency changes during the week. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to share those 12 frequencies, those 12 lines. The question now is, would you like to listen? Realism. It's a physical drive from the root center. Being human is a limitation. The body is only one body. But in accepting, and this is also called the gate of acceptance in human design, the traditional I Ching called it limitation. But in accepting the limitation, the transcendence of the form begins. The foundation of realism is the acceptance of external limitations. On the other side of the mandala and in the throat center, in the expression center, is stimulation. The flexibility to follow one's curiosity and seek stimulation in short-term activities is how the Blue I Ching describes it. Quality is the foundation for stimulation, the quality of practical and valuable ideas. Now, the natural frequency of realism is decisiveness, taking advantage of opportunities with decisiveness. Even in limitation, there are opportunities, and the natural will take them. On the other side of that is the talent of expression, the talent that will find continuity through recognition, the natural at expressing beliefs. For the human carrying the third line of realism, conservatism results. This is trials and errors with realism, with the limitations of the body, and it results in a conservative attitude that ensures security. The opposite and balancing quality from conservatism is the center. This is someone who wants to express themselves and they will do it even if they're bumping into you. The gift to be the center of attention is the potential here. But like with all of these lines, there is a shadow and there is a light. So for example, on the light side here, the gift to have control over expression and take center stage. This is somebody who probably makes money stimulating other people with their voice. But the shadow side is the urge to take center stage, being so strong that others are offended, and that can result in isolation. And oh boy, have I met these people. And you know, I was offended by them. Wow. But now knowing that this is a quality inherent in humanity and wired into some people and experienced by potentially all of us, I don't judge that person for being isolated, for expressing themselves. After all, this third line doesn't know that there is something on the other side of the channel. Gate 56 is opposite to the gate of ideas in the mental center, in the concept center. Back to the gate of realism, to the fourth line, the externalizing of realism, resourcefulness. This fourth line knows that there is other things going on. There is a way to mutate through this limitation, this realism, and resourcefulness is it. The resourcefulness to tap the full potential, balanced by the expediency of the gate 56 expression. Stimulation out of prudent calculation is the potential here. The fifth line of the gate of realism, leadership. This is what the collective wants to see. They want to see someone who knows how to deal with limitation. And there will be the projection of leadership in times of limitation. And there is a spiritual quality to this kind of leadership. Neptune brings it out on the light side of this line. It's the leadership that moves within limitations, as it recognizes that destroying the limitations would create nothing but new problems. In my own life, for example, I have moved beyond the limitations of cold winters and living within the borders of the United States. But oh boy, does it create a lot of other limitations for being a resident or a refugee of another country, of recognizing that it's not warm everywhere all the time, except in the tropics. And oh boy, are there limitations on being human when you live in the tropics? That limitation, or rather leadership through limitation, is balanced out by the attraction of gate 56. Here is the projection on the wanderer, the person who has explored the human emotional abstract experience. And the potential is unusual stimulation, attracting attention. The bright side of this line is the ability to express unusual stimulations that lead to innovation and secure attention and support. People want to support the savior who's telling them about the experience of being human, but there's a Martian shadow, which is uncontrolled provocation. Somebody who's really trying to get your attention, but is in fact disturbing you, and therefore you reject them. And then we come to the roof. We step out of the hexagram almost into the sixth line, rigidity. It's the rigidity to keep up limitations. The role model of limitations is living inside of the limitations. It's looking out at the whole individual process and realizing how difficult it can be, how much melancholy is involved. So it just keeps itself in that little box. The shadow here is the dogmatic and principled approach, which we can admire the sixth line for being dogmatic and principled, but it can be so brutal and so severe in its application that the result can be unbearable. I have met these people, I have lived with one of these women. It can be really hard to see somebody live inside of these kinds of limitations with the belief that there's nowhere else to go. Balancing out that rigidity is the authenticity of the sixth line here. Honest and cautiously stimulating expression is the potential here. The best of the sixth line, the bright side, is the careful and sincere expression that aligns words with the true nature of the self. These words brought to you by the Blue I Ching, available at this website, also the location where you can make your free body graph from a trustable source. And Here I am, your human design translator, thanking you for your patience. And perhaps you recognized that I did not present anything while the sun was in gate 61. There was so much happening in my own life, in my own body's life, that it didn't seem right even to just come to this and try to make this happen. I was letting you feel it. I was also letting myself relax because this is that last few days before the end of the solar year. For those of you new to human design, the solar year begins when the sun is in gate 41. That'll happen in just a few days. These 3 weeks between the Gregorian New Year and the Rave New Year are a quite intense time. Not a good time to start anything new. And boy, the the planets are definitely telling us it's okay to feel restricted and limited right now. But the hope I can offer is that the hope is coming. The new energy for a new solar cycle is coming next week. I'll check in with you about that soon. In the meanwhile, you can find me here. Take good care of yourself. Let the limitations flow. We'll be there. And sometimes I just say the stupidest things because I never know how to end these. Maybe somebody could help me. How should I end these? Do you want to give me a suggestion? Can you stimulate me beyond my limitation?